This. Alright, I'm going to assume this is all working. Doing just fine this evening, except for the fact apparently my driver has become exceptionally short. Decided to do some Indy fixed racing, you know? It's been a while. Do a live stream. I've only done this, you know, 3, 4 times. Racing at Texas. This is the legacy version of Texas. Fortunately, no traction compound to be found anywhere around here. Hallelujah. Skatey there coming off the floor already. It's kind of weird. Guys. Guys. Time out here. Wait, what is this? Did they update the surface model and I just didn't see it? Because I could have sworn Texas was pretty much easy flat on fresh tires.
Inside, clear.
This is definitely a bit different than I remember.
Car stopped ahead. Go low.
For those of you guys, any of you guys are unfamiliar with the schedule here, the way it works, 15 after, we'll join the actual race session. We'll go through qualifying and all that. So the race will probably start at like 25 after. Just kind of chill through practice and all that.
Low car up high. Go
Oh
low,
my goodness!
Go low, go low, go low.
Go low! Got it! Tell me twice. Yeah, no mismatch, miscolored socks this time. You know, we're driving an IndyCar on an oval. We might end up doing a Formula V race in between this race and then the one later on tonight. But, you know, honestly probably don't even need pedal cam because hopefully this is about as much action as you see all night. So if we're doing fancy stuff, then we got bigger problems.
Car inside. Keep high. Clear inside.
Just gonna go to turn the relative off here.
Outside.
Well, you might be able to flat foot it.
Go low. Clear outside.
Okay. Thanks for the incidents, guy. Not sure you really needed to be that close, but I don't know what you can do about it. Make sure the weight jacker's working. All right. Just go like a madman here. Put in all of the jacker. And that's why you don't put in all of the jacker. Oh man. That was nope. Oh, let me just go ahead and go back through comments a little bit here. Skidmark, the difference between Texas and this version of Texas, which is the quote-unquote legacy version here in iRacing, they also have the new one. Turns 1 and 2 are much flatter now in the new track, as well as they're also a little bit wider in terms of the corners. Turn 3 and 4 is exactly the same. NASCAR PJ1, any of the other tracks? Someone already answered, yeah, but yeah, it's just Texas, thank goodness, because the racing with Texas has been absolute BS. And unfortunately, no, they can't wash it off. It's apparently stained the surface, and the only way it's ever going to actually get fixed is to just full-on resurface the whole track, because it's hosed. And that ain't going to happen because IndyCar just is not worth it. And that's that. Should be that simple. And hopefully IndyCar doesn't go back to Texas because it's not worth the show that they put on and all that. Just my opinion on the matter. Oh hey, apparently we need to reset the weight jacker. Well, after the IndyCar race, there was a bunch of people on Twitter just absolutely beating the snot out of Eddie Gossage over it. And he was very adamant that, no, resurfacing the track is not going to happen. And it pretty much indicated that that's the only solution. And, well, now he's going to be retiring and all that, so maybe the next guy is all on board with that, but I doubt it. And to think, we waited how many years to have Circuit of the Americas just because of Texas Motor Speedway. Thanks, Eddie. I mean, come on, guy. You know better, alright? You ain't gonna be up to speed. Don't drive down the middle of the track. Ain't difficult. Ain't rocket science. Yeah, Bumfardo. So that as well. I was just like, wait, y'all are saying, oh, they might be running traction control through the McLaren designed ECU. You know, like, that's got to be what's going on. It's like, have you watched the guy drive? He spends half his time freaking sliding around sideways with the tail of the car coming out. You're going to tell me that guy has traction control?
Slow car ahead. Go high.
Like, come on. Like, what is that? It's just some shenaniganry. I don't know. To be entirely honest, the way I look at it is, yeah, he kind of came from absolute nowhere, or what felt like absolute nowhere, but the way the first part of the race played out with Newgarden being on a different strategy essentially and running away and hiding, even though that wasn't actually the scenario at hand, like, it's really hard to judge. And plus, Pato's just a crazy man, just doing absolutely crazy stuff out there. I mean, you didn't see Colton Herta going making passes in turn 1. Like, it's just anything else. Hey, how you doing, Smooth 7? Yeah, McLaren F1 gave him grip hacks. Honestly, I would be really interested in knowing what the actual dynamic is like between McLaren and the Formula One side of things, as well as the IndyCar side of things, and I why? Why? I know it's practice, but why?
Car stop down low. Go high.
But yeah, I really do wonder if there's anything coming over from the Formula One side of things, like maybe they have done analysis on data and all this stuff, and you know, maybe they do have something that they've learned in terms of, you know, car setup and all this stuff that does maybe make the tires fire off a little bit faster, but I don't think there's that much of a difference made in it. I mean, let's be real. It's not like Penske or Ganassi don't have a clue how to run an IndyCar. They've only been doing it for how many years? But you know what? As long as it gets people talking about IndyCar, it's not a bad thing. It's what the series needs. I think it's great that people think that McLaren's running cheat codes out there. Do we really need a Paul Cambic for foot to the floor? No, not really. That's why I didn't even bother with the socks. But we probably will do a Formula V race, or at least get some practice in between the two races here in this series tonight. And plus, it gets more spicy once you actually get into a pack, and then you actually have to lift because of aero push and everything like that. And apparently, at the start, I was just being a baby. This is just easy flat out now. Any chance McLaren engineers are looking at Delaro like, what the hell is this soapbox? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'd really like to see how that plays out, because obviously they're, you know, two different race shops entirely. I don't know. We should have an open chassis IndyCar series, and then McLaren can just run an F1 car if they want, as long as it meets the regulations. Bada bing, bada boom. The Indy 500 is an F1 points-paying race once again. Hell yeah. Can I get an amen? But it's never going to happen. I don't know. To be entirely honest, I've kind of given up on the idea that IndyCar will ever go back to an open chassis series. Just because realistically, who even is out there to build a chassis?
Low car up high. Go low.
Matt, you should use Nightbot for your streams. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll look into that after this. Like I said at the start of this, if you weren't around, this is literally the 4th time I've done a stream in iRacing, so this is all very new to me. and I'm still learning how to do this. So I'll go ahead and look into that later, but we'll come on down. We'll join the race session here. But on the topic of the stream, everything working out well for you guys? Audio levels correct? Can you all hear me just fine? No problems there. The image quality is acceptable. From the stream I did last Saturday, I had to drop it down to 30 FPS just because my upload speed is absolute trash. So there's that. So I could see Penske making their own chassis. I don't think Penske has the ability to make their own chassis. I'm pretty sure Penske Cars is full on like no more at this stage. And to set up an operation like that, then in modern times, coming from essentially absolutely nothing, I mean, you would have a tremendous uphill battle. Like I just don't see even if Roger just decided to go full on like blank check, like literally going to spend $1 billion on IndyCar and the series, it's not going to happen. Because I mean, the thing is that
hitting in.
You know, people talk about the becoming a non-spec series again, and it's like, well, how many manufacturers are even left? Lola is gone. Swift kind of sort of exists as far as I'm aware, but I don't even know if they're particularly interested in it. Renard is gone. I mean, Dallara is the only one left, primarily. And yeah, you get, you know, Riley, for example. Look how their LMP2 car went. You know, you might be able to get Orica to go ahead and decide to build an IndyCar, but I think that's going to would be a huge stretch, even if, you know, that was a thing. There's just not a lot of depth in the market at this point. What wheels and pedals do I have? I'm using the Huizenfeld Pro pedals. They've since been replaced by a newer model. I'm still rocking these things. They are absolutely fantastic. And then the Fanatec Club Sport version 2 with the Formula rim. Same thing I use with everything. And Shaggy, I have not read the split yet, which is kind of one of those things that I saw it go up for pre-order, and I'm like, dang, I should pre-order that book because I want to read that book because that's something I want to read, you know? And for whatever reason, I didn't pre-order it, and I haven't thought about it, even though every now and then on Twitter I see it pop up with people getting their copies. I'm like, yeah, that book that I need to read. Like, why have I not ordered this thing? So, yeah. I just noticed we're car 19. Car 19. Nice. Means we got a good strength field out here.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left. Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Probably didn't need to upshift there.
One more lap. You have about 2 laps of fuel left.
Just realized I can't see my field number. Why can I not see that now? Steering wheel got shorter.
flag, checkered flag.
Alrighty. What is going on here? Alrighty. Looking at the sign there. Okay, so you gotta be way slowed down before the sign. Pedal cam died. What the f- Alright, I am going to turn off pedal cam because apparently it's not working. And I honestly don't understand it because I've been having this issue with this where it just stops working. And I don't understand it at all. But we'll just go ahead and disable it. Not like there's anything going on. Not like there's anything going on there. I mean, we're literally just smashing the gas, turning left every now and then, and lifting out just a little bit. Yeah, I'm just driving with telekinesis. Finger crossed, since BMW has been doing a push into racing in America again with the LMDH, they might consider an IndyCar engine program. You know, honestly, it's kind of slightly depressing to see how many people are going into LMDH, which really needs a better freaking acronym. And it's like you go from your acronym being DP, which, I mean, you walked right into that. We giggled about that for several years until we finally became adults about it. And then you go into DPI with a lowercase I for some goofy reason that doesn't make any sense. And then you go into LMD little h. Like, what is this? Can we not just call him, like, I don't know, P1 and P2? You know? Like, can we not just do that? That worked just fine. What port is the pedal cam plugged into? I have tried plugging this thing into every port I have. I have a powered USB hub at my rig that is, you know, powered because my flight controls, if you're familiar with CH products, if you don't use a powered USB hub, they get absolutely stupid and don't cooperate all the best. And still with the problem, I got it now connected directly into the back of my PC. I've tried my other USB hub. It just, yeah. Alrighty, so we're ready to do this now. Remember, you guys out there, you are watching this race, which means that you are my crew chief. Which means that when inevitably this race becomes a fuel mileage race, your job is to do my calculations. All right. Just remember that. A 75 lap race, it's a 1.5 mile track.
One to go, next time by. You're on the outside this time. Pit road is closed.
When and where do I think Grosjean will get his first win in IndyCar? Probably when they go back to the Indy road course again, I would guess. I don't think Road America is going to be the place, just because I'm not sure that it's a track that he's necessarily going to like excel as much at, because he is going there the first time, and I know he's done testing and everything, and plus I just expect Road America to be a very competitive race just in general, because it is Road America, and that has become a race that in the few years that it's been back, everybody's super focused on, and everybody's testing at Road America. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he won at Road America. I just don't, you know. I think there's a better chance at the Indy Road Course when he already ran really well at Indy Road Course. And, you know, just understanding that he is driving for Dale Coyne, you know, that's not a ride that I expect to be competitive week in and week out, regardless of how good of a driver you have. I wonder if it's the AMD USB disconnect. I am not running an AMD system here, so I highly doubt that. There's something goofy going on around here. But speaking of something goofy, you know, this grid. I mean, we're 10 miles back from the guys in front of us. What's going on here? This is a sporting code violation, sir, and I might have to report you because this stuff gets on my nerves. And this is an easy protest win. Believe it or not. Like, did you not watch the real race from Texas? You know how this plays out? Someone's ending up on their lip. Anyways, what's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is Indy Fixed from Texas. We got a 75-lap race. Starting way back in the back, somewhere middle-ish, and hopefully we don't die. Check all the boxes. All right. Didn't mean to run that line there, but I guess. Saw people swerving coming off the corner. It kind of got me a little bit, what's going on here? What do? Alright, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this setup, guys. Not the car setup, but what I'm seeing out in front of me. It's a little squirrelier than I'd like to see. Oh! She gets really skatey coming off the two. You know, usually exiting turn 2, the car's going to push towards the wall here, so it really flattens out. This thing's just trying to throw itself into the wall on the left side. I'm trying to make the high line work because I'm guessing this track did have a track surface update. Otherwise, you figure we'd just be going backwards at a rapid velocity running up here.
Still there at the bottom. Still there. Clear. Car inside.
Spraying out a grip there.
Inside. Clear.
Whoa!
Inside. Still there, inside. Stay high with the car on the low side. Clear.
Things are calming down a little bit here. I don't know why that guy made that pit stop like that. That's kind of...
Inside. Still there, hold your line.
Woo!
Still inside. Clear. car inside. Still there, inside. Still there, hold your line.
Means you haven't seen a Texas Motor Speedway in the real world for a very long time with an
High.
IndyCar. Hey-o. Oh, no. Oh, no.
High.
He dead.
The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file. Closed. Pit road is closed. Catch bar 15. Sharp.
I just love these things. You know, it's a two-parter. You know, one, being a big-time IndyCar fan, and then for two, it's just so crazy. Like, why was there a guy just pitting from the middle of the pack there? Nobody knows. Maybe you said something on voice chat and I just had it muted, and I did have it muted, but, you know, it's just, you're racing with crazy people out there, and it's great. It's just one of those things. Let's see, did they add? No, they did not. But, sadly, they still have not added in tire allotments for the series, but we're going to come on down, get some fresh rubber, find our dudes, figure out what do going on here on pit road. Alright. Do you lose a lap if you pit under green? Yeah, you lose a lap and then some.
Okay, go.
Check our tire wear here. Burned up that right front a little bit more, but
Line up, single file.
how's that Aero Screen working for you? I feel so safe and protected.
Catch bar 15. Car.
I don't know, this is honestly no worse than the previous thing that IndyCar had on there, the advanced frontal protection. That was like half of a halo, like the bottom half, that I honestly forgot they even had until I saw a picture on Trading Paints of a paint scheme I uploaded. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, they did have that thing for like a year.
1 lap to green.
But it's not distracting at all. It really isn't. I don't understand how people have such a problem with the halo, the Aero Screen, you know, the bar in the middle, in a sim racing sense from in the car. It's like, what are you doing looking directly in front of you anyways? Like, why would I be staring directly at the center of my screen? There's really no reason to, even without that there. It's just not part of your normal scan, you know, in my opinion. Am I the only one that thinks the Aero Screen looks badass, like a fighter jet or something? Yes, you are the only one that thinks the Aero Screen looks badass. Because it honestly doesn't look badass. Now, in a few years when they go ahead and make the next generation IndyCar and build it in from the start, I think then it will look badass.
Car is off. Be ready.
Because then we'll get back to these cars looking like freaking land missiles again. I mean, I've gotten used to it. You know, it's not... doesn't affect my viewership of the races. And I am definitely glad to have it because it's, you know, been very nice to have, we'll say to the least, in several incidents. Not one of those people that all of a sudden whenever there's a car crash, people will, oh, the halo saved his life. And it's like, you know, people crashed and were just fine before the thing. You know what a roll hoop is for? It's that way when the driver is upside down in his car, like his head isn't scraping the ground. They kind of designed these things understanding that at some point, yeah, you're probably going to end up upside down. You know, it's a thing. apparently the guy in the Seal Master car has decided now is the time. But I am excited to see what will play out with the next series of car and IndyCar now with the Aero Screen. This is definitely not going away. Like, honestly, I think if the, you know, shoulders of where the engine is on the engine cover weren't so rounded over on this car, it'd probably look better. There's more square. And then it kind of tapered into the bodywork a little bit better. Next gen IndyCar coming. Should be 2023-ish. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't think anyone really has a clue. I think originally it was supposed to be 2022, but with, you know, everything going on these days, I think that all kind of got pushed back, and
Clear inside.
then they're trying to change the engine formulas, and Dale Coyne doing Dale Coyne things and be like, hey, you know, a new engine and a new car is going to break me. So it's like, are we ever gonna, we're going to be racing DW12s in 2112. Can I just say I want to live to live in 2112? Just imagine. You're going to go everywhere and Rush will be on the radio all the time. It'd be great. Almost there, boys. 91 more years. Making absolutely no progress here. I wouldn't exactly say I'm taking it easy trying not to pass cars, but or alternatively, running the high line really is that much slower. And I've just been sabotaging myself the first 20 laps here.
Still there at the bottom. Still there. Still there, hold your line.
We need to hold them off here.
Still there at the bottom.
Just go way up north.
Clear inside.
Well, boys, we're running almost last. It's all right, though. It's all right, though. Y'all know how I roll, right? I just chill out here at the back, and then all of a sudden, I just come out the other side in like 10th place. And everyone's just like, how does he always do that? It's my goal. Skatey. Woo! That dirty air. Guy's trying to reenact driven with his net code. All right, we need a lift out earlier in 3. Go down on the weight jacker. I think we might actually be making decent time relative in the grand scheme of things. So it looks like now we're a good bit faster than some of these guys around us.
Inside. Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Stay high, there's a car on the low side. Clear.
Don't you push up into me.
Still there, inside. Clear.
I always love being behind the guy with the net code going on. It's like, which one is it that's the real one? Because you just automatically assume that if someone's blinking around, they must be such a bad driver that they're going to wreck every single time. And if that doesn't make sense. That code doesn't work that way. Alright, so I want to start doing fuel calculation. In 4.5 miles per gallon, we got 10 gallons left. It's 45 miles, 30 laps. So we're going to be short. 7 laps, 10 miles. Alright.
Okay, we're halfway to the finish.
Wanted to try to get her on the low. I gotta say, this is actually really fun to drive. Spent so much time at park throttle just on the edge. Just wish we were faster, man. Yeah, you got to run that little line in 3 and 4. Stay calm. Down on the jacker, 2 clicks. I feel like I want to actually free the car up. I feel like if I do, the car's just going to rotate too good, and then that's going to be the race.
Car outside. Stay low. There was a car on the high side. Still there. Hold your line. Outside, clear.
Still a long way left. As much time as we've spent park throttle here in dirty air, we should have pretty good fuel mileage as well. Far enough back that we should be able to go flat. Close to it. Nope. Man, I'm so missing something here. I am so missing something. I think at this stage we're pretty well committed to running along. So the way I see it, you either want to be the first guy in or the last guy in. So on a track like this, yeah, you'll fly on fresh tires, but pit stops are where you're 10 times more likely to end up getting a caution.
The lead is pitting now.
Be mindful, we're gonna have fast cars out here.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Fresh tires, they make a difference.
The leader's pitting now.
But if we do get a caution, then we'll have fresher tires than they do. I don't know, worst comes to worst, we're almost last anyways, so
Inside.
no big or go home,
Still
right?
there. Clear inside.
Got to run the strategy that gives you an advantage.
Caution.
Yes!
Yellow flag. They want you in single file.
Yes!
Pit road is closed right
Yes! Yes!
now. Catch start 14. Car.
I may or may not have run a few of these races in my time, alright guys?
Catch start 14. Car.
How much fuel do we need to take? I think it's about 10 gallons, half a tank. It should be safe. That's about how long the tires are going to take anyways. So it looks like we're provisionally running in 8th place right now. That might filter through depending on who's made pit stops and who hasn't, but that is absolutely, that's a clutch yellow. So 19 laps. Laps. We should be good, right? Half a tank.
Keep digging.
Keep digging. I'm on the pits, spotter guy.
Go, go, go!
Oh man, that's a relief. That really is, because you spend that much time in the back there and you just
single file.
oh no, I'm like last. Whereas now we got a tire advantage over anyone that came in really early to do an undercut. Because an undercut would obviously be really quick. You'd make up a whole heap of ground. But I do think tire wear might actually matter here, which is something you usually don't say with IndyCar and iRacing. 54 on the right front, 73 on the right rear. $7 gallon gets you 21 laps. So apparently I only needed like 3 gallons of fuel is what y'all are telling me? Alright, nice. Well, you know, got a little ballast in the car, you know? I gotta ask, was that the Sealmaster guy in the wall? To bring out this yellow? Or is that him up there in the middle of the corner? Just out of curiosity. Alright, try and read some chat a little bit here. Mix 8, gear 6. You know, we need to burn fuel now. We need to burn fuel. Check for 22. 22 is 2 laps down, so presumably they wrecked. 22 Sealmaster dude, so apparently it was Sealmaster dude. Can't tell because there's a guy with the car up there that might be the same livery or the same chartreuse color. Alright, so we're in 8th. We got fresh tires. Sure. I just realized, because on the screen I can only see just the top of the fuel mixture thing. I'm like, oh, have we been running on mix 4 this whole time and that's why I'm slow? But no, we're on mix 1. I'm just a bad driver. Alrighty. 16 laps to go at the line.
About to go green, stay focused.
There's you stay up next to the wall because you can only pass to the right here in iRacing for the start-finish.
Post car is off. Green flag, green flag. You're in the top 10.
Alright, good, good. I'm happy with that start. Drop that guy behind us. Just caught sleeping.
Car inside.
Sail it on in there! Yeah! Hold me some fresh tires. I just don't have the speed, man. Well, if these guys keep racing like this, you never know. Hey, everybody else's tires are going to go away. They're like 5 laps to go. Up on the jack or 2 clicks. Bring the car up a little. High line don't work. Come on, Self.
Got 10 laps to go.
Be a low line scrub. None of that high line hero stuff here.
Caution, yellow flag. Line up, single file. Pit road is closed. Catch
Well?
Monday, car.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing because that will close this up. And we do have the freshest tires that anyone's going to have. Or alternatively, you know, maybe these guys are like, hey, you know, tires kind of matter here. I'm going to
Pit
go
road
ahead
is now open.
and make a pit stop. Although no one's going to do that, but they might decide that, you know. I just wish we didn't have this guy who is blinking all over the place in front of us. I just feel like, on one hand, I feel like the high line doesn't lose the amount of ground that I expect it to lose if this is one of the tracks that haven't been updated with the track surface. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe now that I think about it, that's why I've been in the back of the pack the whole race until a perfectly timed caution. Like, maybe that's Maybe you still need to run that one optimal line because this is still iRacing after all. Though we just blast around the outside on this guy behind us, so. Do you need to use 6th if you're not in the draft? It depends. This car revs up to 11,950-ish, give or take. You know, it's 12,000, but you got the rev limiter in there that engages as well. And if you're going to go over it, yeah, you shift up to 6 because, you know, 6 is a couple hundred RPM lower. So it really just kind of depends on how you get through the corner. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't bother pitting. But, you know, it'd be nice if they would. It'd be very nice if they would. So we're going to restart with 5 to go. Thank goodness we don't have realistic caution lengths, otherwise this race would end under yellow. Heyo! Stream has been the highlight of my day. Well, I am glad to be the highlight of your day with this stream here. It's nice to hear. Smooth 7, do you left foot brake or trail brake? Trail braking is a technique where you ease off the brake going into the corner as you start to turn in the wheel. You can do that with your left foot or your right foot. I naturally prefer to left foot brake, but in cars that require you to heel and toe downshift, you know, like the Spec Racer Ford, well, not even anymore now that the update, or the Formula V, H-pattern gearbox stuff,
One to go.
then I right foot brake. I can pretty much do both of them comfortably. Doesn't really particularly make too much of a difference to me. Alright, we got the, just want to make sure we got the jacker zeroed out. Red flag in front of the UCU. You know, I'm just going to say this. We've had how many red flags? We've had how many races in hot weather conditions? All of a sudden, this is just like, oh, the ECU always overheats. Like, yeah. Gonna press X to doubt on that one there. I mean, you got screwed over in the whole deal. I fully understand. But alrighty.
About to go green. Stay focused.
5 laps for the money. Hold on to your butts, boys. I suggest a good firm clench.
Time to do your job. Green, green, green.
Terrible start. Terrible.
You got 5 laps to go.
Up on the jacker. Woo! Not that far. Not that far. Yeah, that start was terrible. We almost jumped the green guy there. And had to kind of check out of it a little bit. God, this car is dicey. Oh! Freebie! How?
Caution, yellow flag. They want you in single file.
iRacing!
Closed.
iRacing, come on!
You had the position when
What
the
is
yellow flag
that?
came out. 2 left to go. 2 to go.
There's 2 cars sideways in the wall in the middle of the back straight. I'll leave the green flag out, you know. And I swear to goodness, if we get this bull crap where we have to let the 16 car by, the 16 car that was in the wall wrecked, I'll be like, Like, the car is wrecked. He should not get a position back. There we go. Well, boys, it looks like we're going to bring it home in 5th position.
White flag this time.
Which, I don't want to be that guy, but I will be that guy. I totally called it. Just run last all day, and then just end up in 5th. I don't know. Yeah, no extra time. This is IndyCar. There's no green, white checkers here. Races run to the scheduled distance, and that's the way it should be, and I will die on that hill. Yeah, you I mean, honestly, in a strength of field like this, where I'm in the 19 car with like 3,200, I think, which, you know, for the IndyCar is a very solid strength of field, I will take a 5th place, even if it is through 100% sheer luck and nothing more.
You'll be lining up on the inside.
I will do it. We'll take that. Kept it clean. We didn't die.
All right, there's the checkered flag. Letter 8, car by. Nice run. Solid work. Letter 10, car by.
Find a place to park it here.
Let the paid car by.
$5 for P5. Thanks, man. Wait a minute. Does that mean if I win, you're gonna super chat me $1? Guys, anyone want to do a 60-car big grid race right now? It's all good. Oh, shoot. I hate when I do that. Go ahead and save the replay. That way I can go back and... let's see here. Apparently we were 3 wide at some point. I guess we gotta do the Carnage report live. We gotta do the Carnage report live. I forgot about that. What time is it? 8:09. I think the V starts at the bottom of the hour, so we got time. Because yeah, we will do a Formula V race after this. I will be streaming this weekend again. Because the Weekend Warriors Formula V league starts up this weekend, I guess, and I plan on participating in that. Formula V, 40-minute race, big grids. It's gonna be nuts. All right, so let's see here. I guess the Rainbow Sherbet guy just pushes up, gets in the wall, and rest in pepperonis. Rest in pepperonis for that guy. Well, ain't nothing happening there, just kind of lost it. Easy to do with this thing, I do imagine. Not that we did that, but we did come uncomfortably close several times. I feel like there's a hotkey or something to automatically find the wrecks. And I remember what it was one point, and I have long since forgotten. And yep, it was Sealmaster Guy. was going to say, did Sealmaster guy wreck another Sealmaster guy? All right, have a good one, Lauren. Yeah, we're going to do one more race tonight, so just go to the end of the stream. Oh, well, that's, I mean, that's something there, guy. What are we doing here? And then he just killed the pit crew. Like, just full on, just... Guys just standing there on the wall, and it's just like, hey, you like carbon fiber in your face? Yeah, here you go, have some. I mean, that's... You know, when I do a Carnage report in a normal video, I don't say anything because I just let it speak for itself, and there are times when it's just like piling on, because I'm pretty sure the guy knows that he made a mistake, because if you have this happen, it's very clearly a mistake. It's an accident. Like, we've all done stupid things, but this one is, ooh. I mean, he clearly missed the pit road, which is fine. It happens. But here we're going with this guy here. We're going to cockpit cam. I mean, he basically swerves into the lane. Like, oh no, guy, no. Although, as you can see in the replay, it wasn't helped out. This guy almost lost it. Well, not almost lost it, because, I mean, it's hard to lose it there. But you can see clearly the car steps out on him a little bit. So rather than going further straight and being up closer towards the wall, he kind of skates a little bit and actually ends up further to the left, which then the guy turns further to the right in front of him, and that's just ugly. That's he did a bad job. Oh my god. So if that happens, what should you do? What do you mean? If you miss the pit road? I mean, if you're this guy, the Sealmaster guy who ended up in the wall, I mean, he really... I mean, sometimes when your number is pulled, and that's just the way it's going to be, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, yeah, it's easy to sit here in hindsight and be like, oh, well, the Sealmaster guy, he should have been further up the track. You know, there's like half a car width there. He could have easily made it. But, I mean, that's just hindsight. Whereas if you miss the pit road, like this guy did, what you do is you keep the car like where there's not fast cars. See, like here you slow down. He gets over. He's going to clearly come to the left because that's just the way the track goes. So all he needs to do at this stage is just stay to the left inside this first lane, which is going to be very easy for him to be able to do because of the fact that he's going 116 miles an hour here. And he can just chill there, and everyone else will just blast past him. But you can see he comes into the middle of the track for, honestly, no reason at all. And because of that, right into faster cars. I mean... It's just, you know, it's an honest mistake, and then it was probably a, oh crap, I made a mistake, like I just missed the pits, and now I'm hosed, like my race is basically over, and in that time it's very easy to not, you know, be aware of your surroundings as you're like concentrating on other things, and that was that. Get that new damage model. Actually, let's watch Sealmaster blow into pieces here. I mean, that's what we are here for, right? We are here for the Carnage. Go ahead, give you a slow motion here, quarter speed. Oh, let me aim it at car. Apparently, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the TV cameras. I will fully aware of you. All right, he's flying around here. Oh, right in the pace car, into the wall. That's a savage hit right there. Oh no! Oh no! Ooh. I mean, this crash is full on. This is a full on, like, call in the helicopter and land on the front stretch type crash, because it's a big one. This should be the optimal view. I gotta say, people complain about the new damage model, but it does look fantastic. Like, that looks like a wrecked Indy car that you'd expect. And of course, there's a freaking Sunoco sign right in the way. iRacing, I'm just trying to enjoy your damage model. You worked hard on this. Let me go ahead and take advantage of it. You know, like, give the viewers what they want. Carnage. That's why we're here. That's why we race Indy Fixed. Because it's crazy. Oh, we gotta see the guy in the Aero car up there. I like how he phases through that wall. I mean, that car is toast, and that driver is toast, and that tire just mysteriously watch the front tires. One pops on, the other falls off. New damage model is kind of a little goofy, right? It's still kind of a little goofy. I mean, it looks good. It's definitely an improvement, in my opinion, but, you know, you do get times like that where a tire just mysteriously appears back on the car, and then the other tire that was perfectly fine just magically falls off instantly. Yeah, it looks like this guy just got sandwiched in the wall. Also, the other thing with the damage model and the replay camera, this guy's tire just explodes, and then it's perfectly fine. Just some netcode action there. But let's go check out the final wreck. And we know where that one's going to happen. Wasn't this guy? Wasn't that guy? Must have been this guy in the Bolt car. Maybe? Maybe? Maybe it's on the next lap? I mean, they were in front of me, were they not? Well, I think I found them. I think I found them, guys. Wait, was this guy a lap down? I am confused because I swear this wreck was in front of me. Maybe I'm drunk. It happens from time to time. Or was, wait, it was the last wreck that was in front of me. Okay, yeah, I'm aware now. This guy just lost it. That will happen to you. Get the old banana peel, and then upside down on his roof camera, made out of indestructible materials, because the modern miracle of technology. And then the final wreck, we gotta be kind of speed it up a little bit here, guys, because we are getting close to the next one. And we got two cars just sandwiched in there. Yeah, just pushed up, and that was that. Just a standard crash on that one. Nothing interesting, nothing exciting, just business as usual. And then his wheels are just having a frickin' disco. There you go. Alrighty. Before I get copyright struck. Alrighty. Well, I am going to go ahead and figure out what's going on here. The party will continue. I'll go ahead and find the next race here. They should make the whole car out of the roof camera. Yeah, just like they should make the whole airplane out of the black box, because, like, why not, right? Science. That's how it works, right? And now I gotta find... Alright, Formula V. There we go. I'm gonna warn you, I have not driven the Formula V at Laguna Seca, which is where it's at right now. I'm joining the... logging in for the race session. We'll have 5 minutes of practice. Not exactly feeling the most confident. Yeah, I go with the new car to a new track. Alrighty, there was a video when they first released the new damage model. Wheel popped off. The car, and then it pops back on, setting the app.ini that sets the replay to the server data rather than your local data, and it usually corrects netcodes, things like that. Interesting. Interesting. Rocket plane, the stream spacer, space filler. That's just some screenshots I've taken from basically every racing sim out there that just kind of mixed together. It's kind of one of those things where I need something when there's just a black screen as it's loading up, because unfortunately I can't figure out a way to get the iRacing menus to capture. So AMS2 is Automobilista 2. I'm not sure how Automobilista became AMS, but it works. So alrighty, let's see if pedal cam's working. Pedal cam, are you pedal camming? Do we got pedal cam? No, we do not have pedal cam. Alright, well, sorry guys, no pedal cam today. Let's go with a yellow screen today. Oh, now I gotta fix my driver. Oh, thanks, iRacing. Yeah, I would really love to have individual driver height adjustments. Like, that'd be really nice. And driver camera adjustments. I should probably just leave this alone, because as soon as I get into the next race at the IndyCar, it's just going to be like, oh yeah, I can't see my fuel number. There's probably a pit road speed limit that I should probably follow. You know, there's that. Yeah, you just missed the end of the first Indy fixed race of the night. I will do another one. It's at 9:15 Central Time. So 45 minutes is when the session goes live. So in between now and then, we'll go ahead and jump into the Formula V. Have some fun with the slowest car in iRacing after doing a race with literally the fastest car in iRacing.
You got a slow car on the left.
And apparently I don't need to brake that early. And apparently he doesn't need to check his F3 box or use his look left key or... why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know, it's one of those things where, again, in hindsight, you know, like, okay, yeah, he was probably only going to go one direction forward because that's usually the way people drive. You know, they got the car in first gear rather than reverse gear. But, like, you know, you could have waited, maybe, but whatever. Rather in practice than in race.
Car
for sure.
on the left.
Oh, I should probably turn voice
Car
chat on.
on the left. Go right.
As long as he doesn't do it again. I don't know if that's the same guy, but also a black Formula V. So I don't even know if you're going to need a brake for that corner. We're going to rev it out here. The relative. Just about the 2 mark. Worked surprisingly well.
Car on your left. Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
So you can just about do the 2 there. You know, the great thing about this car being so slow...
Couldn't hear you, Kevin.
Just stumbled the button trying to figure out how to drive this.
You know, 7 minutes of...
Well, I drove this car at the...
7 minutes of practice might be enough to, kind of sort of figure out your way around the track to a reasonable degree. But yeah, it's gonna be fun in the draft going through, what is it, turn 6 there? One is sketchy. Yes! 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 Guys, I don't know if you saw that, but the green stuff on corner exit at the last corner in Laguna Seca is apparently no longer a 1X. It's amazing. And just like that, we do 2 laps, we go to the top of the board. There we go. Now let's go, like, get in the race and find out that we're 6 seconds off the pace. That's what's gonna happen. Just gonna call it. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Martin, going back a little bit, your comment about the Shell Champ Car screenshot, that's from Assetto Corsa with the VRC Formula 1 North America 1999 mod with Champ Car skin pack that I found over at Race Department. Highly recommend that mod. Like, it's fantastic. I think if you're watching this channel, unless you're like a brand spanking new viewer, you probably know that those cars are like the best in my books, and you probably agree with me in that, or close to it. And if you like those cars, you would really like that mod. Oh great, we car number 1, man, no! Here to steal your iRating, rookies, pay up. Just kidding. I don't even think you need a brake. I don't think you need the brakes there. Alright, he just shifted into 4th, it looks like, so let's see how this works out. So we're well past the shift point, but going uphill. Okay, okay. That was the old, I'm braking, therefore I should be downshifting. Oh wait, I didn't shift up, so I don't need a downshift now, do I? Let me just verify. Yeah, it's full on. Freedom. Freedom. We have been saved from the tyranny of AstroTurf, exiting the final corner at Laguna Seca. Free at last, to get all the 1Xs that I so please, because they're no longer 1Xs. World's worst pit exit here. So what are we thinking, guys? 3rd or 4th up the hill? You do need the brakes there. Might be able to get away with not braking for that corner, but I think it's just going to be a dab and a skedaddle. Miles an hour up the hill. So it is 3rd gear up the hill.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
Vinny, the first race, the IndyCar strength field race in the Indy Fixed, went pretty well. Ended up finishing 5th. We're just jumping into a Formula V race. We're in qualifying right now, so going to be starting that here in about 5-6 minutes. We will go back and do another Indy Fixed race here tonight in the next time slot. So you guys are saying third up the hill. I think that's the way to go, even though it sounds absolutely horrific, but it's the CVT life right there, you know? No!
You cut that corner and got a slow
Ow.
penalty.
No! No! Great. Alright, we just need to not screw up the next lap and we should be good.
One more lap.
Yeah, the Formula V is open when it comes to iRacing and class. It's a rookie series. On the road side of things, rookies are open to everyone. That was mildly disappointing. Alrighty, let's not screw up the corkscrew again, guys. Just keep it on the track. We need a lap here because we don't want to be starting in the back in a rookie series. Just leave all of the room in the world there. We're not getting a 1X there. Not on my watch. I don't care if we're leaving time on the board. That was an instinctual lift because I'm not used to that 1X not being there. Alrighty.
Alright, there's the ticket flag.
Fifth. Fifth, pole sitter, about 0.4 of a second up the road. I feel like we might be similar pace-ish. There's definitely left some time on the table there that I know I can get back, but just have to be really careful because you do not want to end up starting in the middle. Yay! You know, I just wish that iRacing made an advanced version of this car that has the skinny tires on it, because that would be the best. Be the absolute best. Instead, they gave us this car with, like, stupid huge tires on it. Alright, so we got a 12-minute race. We're starting in 6th, which is actually legitimately right in the middle of the pack. But pretty close grid. You know, this is a rookie series, but as it is right now, I don't think there's like it's not necessarily a rookie series. And I think the guy that's on pole, I think I've raced with him before on something else. The name sounds familiar, at least. Where did iRacing get the tires for this car? iRacing tires are all fictional, although looking at them, you can see that they're Toyo R888s. Like, it's literally on there, even though iRacing has specifically said that they're not branded, but I can see the branding in the reflection, so not sure what's going on there. But, yeah, they're basically a track day tire. Not like a full-on racing tire, but still more rubber than what these cars usually have. 12 minutes, I can poop longer than that. Same here, man. But you know what? This is one of those cars, there's going to be a bunch of stuff happening. 12 minutes is a long time. Yeah. Be so much more rewarding if it were slidey. Yes. And it'd be way more fun to drive, too. We need to focus on a good start here.
Green, green, green.
Okay, launch.
Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear. Car on your left. Clear.
Draft, get the slipstream going. Gonna be there. Just take it easy. Just take it easy.
Right side. Still there. Clear. Right side. Stay on the left.
Sorry, man.
Clear on the right. Car right. Stay on the left. Clear.
I was kind of like,
I think that might be net code. I didn't think I touched you. I'm really sorry though.
Alrighty. Well, that was fun.
You're in fifth.
Alright, let's see what we're going to do here. Gotta get back up in it. Need to get back up in the mix. These guys need to race with one another. Get some side-by-side action. Help a brother out here. Remember, we're in third gear. No need to downshift.
The next car's the leader.
Ah yes, Formula V, where you lead one lap, and then the next lap you're in fifth place, and you did nothing wrong. Love it! think I can. I think I can. I think Max is the one that asked if you're making a video and then you went and bopped him. Well, you know, then he should appreciate it, right? Don't want to go too wide through here. Just chill. Use a little patience. Discretion is the better part of valor. Still a lot of time left. Say that without even knowing how much time was left. Just know that there's a lot left. Track's over here.
Car right. Stay on the left. Clear on the right. You're in 4th position.
And I just love the feel of this car getting into the corner. Well, I could get this feel out of every car in iRacing. If only. Come on, don't do it. Don't do it!
Still there, hold your line.
Why?
Clear on
Why? Why? Literally just slow everybody down. Like, no reason at all. Might want to go down, grab 3rd in that corner. We got another guy behind us. Short shift. We're in a 6-car battle pack.
Car right. Clear on the right. Car right. Keep to the left. Keep to the left. Keep to the left. Clear on the right.
Come on, Slipstream, save me! Power shift.
You're back in 4th position. Right side. Stay on the left. Clear on the right.
Come on, guy, don't you dare go for it. Don't you dare go for it. Leave him no option.
Right side. Keep to the left. Clear.
Don't!
On your left.
Why? Why?
Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
What good could come out of that? Come on. Fortunately, he backed out of it, but it's like, you know, why? The only wrong move at this point is losing the pack and going side by side through a corner where if you do go side by side, someone's going to have to lift. It doesn't make sense.
You just got the white flag. That means one more lap to go.
Alrighty, I got some work to do. Yeah, I'll send it.
Car right. Clear. Right side. Clear.
Get ready for Carnage. Come on. Have some faith. Try to get a big run through here.
The next car's the leader.
Ah!
Right side. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Hold your line. Clear.
Ah!
Right.
Ah!
In the middle. 3 wide.
Ah!
Clear.
Ah!
Left side. Clear on the left. You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
She ain't gonna turn left. She's done. She's done.
You have about 5 laps of fuel
She's
left.
done. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone horribly wrong. Oh, man.
Congratulations, podium.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't think we let's just take this guy out of the equation here. He wasn't going to make the corner anyway from where he was. He was going to take either myself out or this guy over here, regardless if I wasn't. It's just I happen to be the next to the line. But I don't know if I would have been able to square up that corner and get a run off. Let's see what happened with this guy here. Oh, he went down to second. So he would have had an extra shift. Alright, let's go back and watch this one. Yeah, it was always going to end in tears. Trying to go 4 wide into the corner. I mean, there was a gap. Going in the middle was not a bad move on my part. I'm just going to throw that out there. It had nothing to do with going 3 wide into the corner. That was just, I don't know what this guy was thinking. Like, full on. I mean, how badly does this guy think he's going to outbrake everyone? That he's going to make up a full car length at the apex between here and there? And then also get a run off of the corner? Like, not happening? It's not going to happen. And I basically turn into the guy because I have no way of knowing that he's in there. I mean, I'm not looking at the mirror at that time, and you know, he's just going full on straight anyways at this point. I mean, he's a passenger, and that ends the way that it does. And of course, the guy who causes the carnage is the guy who gets away scot-free. That's the way it always works. Report the guy. It's not. There's nothing worth reporting at all. Like, that's just going to be a racing incident. That's, I mean, it's clearly not intentional. It was just a not good idea. You got, you know, too caught up in the heat of the moment, and that was that. You know, he locked up the tire. It happens. Formula V, where the risky one is the driver who's looking for 4 wide, not 3. Yes. Yes, exactly. So disappointing, though, because, I mean, look at this. It was such a great setup. Like, we're in 3rd place. We're coming into the final corner, and the seas just absolutely part right in front of me. You got a guy off in the dirt. I got a leverage on the inside line for the guy who's off here to my right. Like, should have been great. Should have been great. But you know what? I will give this guy props because A, he survived, as well as B, he's running a Maverick helmet. He's running a Maverick helmet. So this guy, you know, you're asking me about if there's going to be a video, but congratulations. You get to be on stream highlighted as I run in the back of your car, but also your sweet Maverick helmet also gets a spotlight because, you know, Top Gun. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Oh, hey, there's more carnage back here. Yeah, I think the thing with this car, people need to learn how to race. Like, you know, when this guy was like kind of sniffing, and fortunately he was smart enough to back out. It's like, you know, realistically, yeah, you can go too wide through there, but you're only going to slow yourself down, and then you're going to have to catch back up, which means that you're going to waste your opportunity anyways, and you haven't really necessarily gained anything. Yeah, he just ran him over. And apparently this guy wants some Ethereum because he's poor. Don't buy him Ethereum because he's poor. Alright. One of these days, crypto's going back up, okay? Okay, Bitcoin starts heading finally back in the right direction. It kind of made a little bit of progress now. As long as someone keeps Elon Musk away from his phone, we'll all be good. But why doesn't that guy's car say meth is life? Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun race. Definitely a good first official race in the car. You know, that was very exciting. It came down to a 6-car cluster there at the end. I mean, you can't ask for too terribly much more than that, can you? So we'll go ahead and switch on over. We'll go ahead and jump on into the next Indy fixed race. I bet these are a blast to race IRL. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You know, it's times like that where you're like, I wish I wasn't, a large man. I wish I was a small guy that could possibly fit into a Formula V because, you look into what they actually cost to race, and it's like, it's. Several $1,000s, but in terms of race cars, that's not that bad. Indy Pro 2000 at 9:15. Guy, I've seen you comment that a few times. I don't know if you're just trying to get people to drive the Indy Pro 2000, but we're doing Indy Fixed at 9:15 on this stream, as well as I don't have the Indy Pro 2000, or maybe I do. I don't think I have the USF 2000. Can't remember, but the fact that one person's tweet can have that much impact on a market is a problem. Yeah, and it kind of annoys me because I got in literally about a week and a half before Elon sent his tweet out, and I distinctly remember it. It was a Wednesday night. We were there at bowling, just having a good time, and then it's like, oh, hey, like, half of the money that I put in there just basically disappeared. But we're still holding, all right? We're still holding because it's going to go back up. Got to trust the process. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Tell Elon tweets again. Oh no, I'm late. Did I miss any big blocks? You have missed a lot. We did the first Indy Fixed race of the night, and that went pretty terribly well. I was slow the whole race, and then I did that thing that happens often when I'm in these races and ended up popping out and finishing 5th position. Then we just did a Formula V race, and it was going well. Went 3 wide into the final corner for the lead. And then there was a 4th guy who was trying to make a 4 wide, and he just wasn't ever going to make the corner. And I happened to be the guy that got wiped out in the process. So essentially finished pretty much last. But yeah. Not exactly happy with that, but it is what it is, and we move on. Other things I'm not exactly happy with, the fact that I have to change my driver's height again. iRacing, yeah, I said bowling. Average is... I ended up averaging 188 last season, but I will say I feel like I'm better than a 188 average. Is just I wasn't really into this last season, as well as the whole bowling with a mask thing did not work in my favor because the first few months, we didn't have to wear a mask. Nobody was wearing a mask because here in Iowa, nobody cares. And, averaging over 200, which is kind of what I expected. And then we had to start wearing the mask because they became mandatory because a bunch of the people that worked there got sick. And then it just went downhill from there. It was bad. And then when we got to take the masks off at the bowling alley, because again, people no longer cared, and all of a sudden I started bowling better again. It's just like, change the camera per car. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you can. I even did a video on it. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but
Stay high, clear, go low. Low car up high, go low, go low.
Something happened, guys. Something happened there. Is there a tire flying across the track? Our bowling alleys still aren't open. Moved to Oregon at the worst time. You know, this audio is way too loud in my ear holes. I don't want to get all into it because everyone's got their thing, but I have never been more glad to live in Iowa in my whole life than this last year and a half or so. Even if we did have the whole embarrassment of the whole Democratic caucus and totally forgetting how to count, that seems like that was decades ago at this point because so much has happened in the last year and a half. Y'all were making fun of us. But you know what? It's part of the territory. How the hell did you avoid that debris? Easily. I just casually drove through it. You gotta drive through it. Alright? Just gotta drive through it. What are your thoughts on the current IndyCar season so far? It's brilliant. That's what I think it is. Alright, we'll try a pit entry here. Come on, 360, no scope! No! Alright, just one moment here. Stream may get a little bit weird, but I gotta turn my volume down here, because it's too loud. I think I may have broken something. Oh. Alrighty. Let me turn the volume down. I'm also going to go ahead and turn the light on. Just one moment. Alrighty, we all good? We all good? I think we're all good. Ever bowl any tournaments? I haven't bowled a tournament in a long while. Kind of a somewhat weird story. I bowled as a kid in youth leagues and all that stuff, as well as high school when that became a thing. And I think it was 2004. Like, it was probably my best year. I did tournaments and, you know, as a kid doing the old Pepsi tournament, if that means anything to you. Actually ended up finishing, I want to say it's 5th in the state. Get a free trip down to Dallas, Texas to bowl down there. That was pretty cool. Definitely won't forget that one. But then when I was 18 years old, you know, getting out of high school,
Car ahead. Go
you know,
home.
no longer high school bowling. It was into the bowling season, and went bowling. Just I think it was like my cousins were having a birthday party or something. So I go bowling. I slip, fall, break a knee, quite literally. And then I basically hadn't gone bowling for 10 years prior. So I only got back into it literally 2 years ago. Oh, YouTube, 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 YouTube. Don't click that link or anything to do with that guy. Just in case it isn't mind-numbingly clear. Yeah. If you could grade the current rookies in IndyCar, what would you give them? Let's see here. I have to actually remember who the rookies are because it feels like there should be more, but there's not. So Jimmy Johnson, I give him a resounding F because there's no way I can justify performance that's lower than Dalton Kellett, for crying out loud. You know, I understand the challenge. I obviously respect the challenge. I like the fact that he's doing it, but I certainly did not expect him to have self-spun in 2 races now and had as many issues as he has. Like, I thought he would honestly be, you know, back of the pack guy, but not back of the pack guy kind of causing problems. Oh wait, was there debris that went by? Grosjean, I'd probably give him a B. You know, I feel like, you know, yeah, at the Indy road course he was really good, but at the same time he's also just kind of been there the other races. But, you know, again, driving for Dale Coyne, it doesn't matter who you are. That car is never going to be competitive week in, week out in the way that a Penske or a Ganassi car is expected to be. And he's done absolutely nothing wrong other than throwing the car in the wall at Detroit. But that's going to happen. Then Scott McLaughlin, I'd probably also give him a B as well. Because, again, besides Detroit, the guy's done nothing wrong. I mean, he's just been there. He's done his job. He's doing a good job. But kind of the opposite reasons of why I'd give Grosjean a B. Like, he's had some impressive things, whereas McLaughlin hasn't had any really impressive moments, but he's also not really had any time where he hasn't run kind of where you'd expect him, especially when we're talking about a year where a Penske still hasn't won a race. Hey, perfect timing. Alright, let me... just trying to do something about the spammer in here. Watching you all stream, just realized this is old Texas. Yeah, thank goodness, I guess. Yeah, I really hope that Jimmy Johnson, if he does come back next year, because I'm not 100% sure that that's going to happen in the grand scheme of things, and people can say contracts and this and that, you know, yada, 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 but I think when you're struggling this much, I think it's really going to be a case of let's see what happens when he goes back to the Indy road course later on this year and see how he runs there where, he's got a race there. Apparently his pace has been reasonably okay for being in the back of the pack, once he's kind of gotten up to speed, but yeah, because it's been brutal, man. It's been brutal. And believe me, I want him to do good because, Jimmy Johnson is a fantastic driver, even though I'm not a NASCAR fan. There's a reason why he's one of the GOATs over there, but although I will say it is a big dosage of vindication, because if you are an IndyCar fan, for how many years did we have to endure IndyCar drivers just aren't as good as NASCAR drivers. Look at what happened with Dario Franchitti and Scott Pruitt. And it's like, yeah, look what happened with Jimmy Johnson. Your greatest of all time guy over here is getting beat by Dalton Kellett. All right? Come on. Imagine them doing Texas with the new material, the traction compound on there. We've had that in iRacing for years, basically. It used to be a case where if you moved out of the one line that existed in iRacing, you just went to the back of the pack in an instant. So, it used to be an iRacing race. Kurt Busch went to Indy and finished 4th. Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of annoys me is people look at that and oh, NASCAR guy is so good, or Fernando Alonso, when he actually made the Indy 500, oh, he had it in the bag. It's not so fast. You gotta understand, you drop a guy into the right team and you give him a full month to prepare, it's totally different ball game than anything else. And you see it with Fernando Alonso, goes from this guy who's a fantastic driver, he's going to guarantee to win the 500 at some point in his career, the way things are going, and then you put him in a different environment and gets bumped out by a team that doesn't even have a properly colored front wing after they wrecked their car earlier. So much of it is the team. It's you go back and you look at, can't remember what year it was. I think it might have been 2014 or 2013, where Townsend Bell was driving that car for that watch company. I think it was Robert Graham, I want to say, and he was running up front all race. And it's Townsend Bell never has been, a perennial IndyCar front runner, but you put them into Andretti Autosports for that month of May, and that team where they have that many cars and they're debriefing and they're all working together at the same thing, it's an entirely different ball game. You put any driver into that scenario that's a good driver, and they'll be fast. Stephen Wilson was fast until he had his issues with the brakes and all that, which is what it is. But it's people forget that, you go into that environment, it's for example, Scott McLaughlin. It's not a surprise that he, by and large did very well throughout the whole race, because guess what? He's driving for Penske. Penske's going to make sure he drives really well, and he's got perhaps the best guy to learn from in Rick Mears. You don't need to worry about that guy, because he's going to know everything that he needs to know going into the race, even if he doesn't have that experience. Oh, man. I feel like I turned my volume down, my volume didn't get quieter. And I kind of want to just turn the volume down in the sim, but then it's going to screw up the audio. It's alright though. Grosjean reached the podium really quick, but as Will Buxton noted, the dude is incredibly talented. Grosjean's junior career is comparable to Lewis Hamilton's. Yeah, I mean, what he was able to do with that Lotus, what was it, in 2012 or 2013, where, you know, yeah, sure, Kimi was, you know, Kimi, and that was, you know, 8 years ago when he was more highly regarded, and he was coming off the whole NASCAR thing, if I remember correctly, so he was kind of more fresh and into it once again. Like, yeah, he's a really good driver. He's just one of those guys that I think got saddled with the reputation of what happened early on with his career, where he was crash happy, and he never got a chance to kind of get away from that, because once he ended up basically with Haas, which is where he spent the second half of his career, I mean, that team's gotten progressively worse somehow. Like, literally every year the team gets worse the more experience they get. But yeah, I mean, he's a heck of a driver. I mean, there's a reason why he ended up coming up so early in his career, and then I think he actually kind of got parked and then brought back. It's like, you don't do that with a guy that you think is just a total flame out, never going to cut it. You do that with a guy that you think has the stuff, but for whatever reason he was just brought up too early or put in an environment that he wasn't ready for it yet. You know, you end up with a Pierre Gasly situation where it's like you put him in that second Red Bull and all of a sudden it falls apart. You put him in the first, you know, Alpha Tauri. God, I hate that team name. But all of a sudden, like, he's getting just as many podiums. It's like, this should not be possible, but yet somehow it works.
One to go. Next time by. Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed right now.
But kind of along the same thoughts, and with watching the SRX Saturday night, you know, it's kind of one of these things where it kind of makes you wonder how many drivers would have a different career if they ended up in a different car. You know, because with the IndyCar side of things, y'all remember when Marco Andretti was like a really highly rated driver and everybody thought that eventually he would win multiple races on a regular basis each year and contend for the championship because he was like good? Or Graham Rahal winning, you know, being the youngest winner at the time, if I remember correctly, and his career kind of hasn't delivered. But you go back to 2015, and the guy should have won the championship if it wasn't for Tristan fucking Vautier. All right, part of my French on multiple accords, but still salty about that incident at Pocono. He had no business being there, and he ruined his championship fight. All right, it just. But like, was it a case of that car just suited him, or what? You know, Marco Andretti in the Superstar thing last Saturday, that dude was electric to watch. He was in there, dive bombing, left front tire locked up on a freaking oval. All right, it's great. It's just like, this guy is in terms of IndyCar, you know, kind of a guy whose career never launched in the way that it should have. But I mean, you go back, you look at the Detroit lap a few years ago where he was sent out on slick tires in the wet, and it's just like, the talent is just incredible, but just never delivered. You know, we look at Lewis Hamilton and like, oh, he's the greatest driver of all time, you know, yada, 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 which I don't agree with, but, you know, that's what people want to say. And it's like, well, you know, what if these cars were different, you know? IndyCar related. You know, Scott Dixon's winning all these championships, but if you look at it, You know, it's kind of actually been since the DW12 that he's just gone full on, just give me all the championships, you know? It's like, does the car just suit him that good, or does the type of racing? I think it's the type of racing just because he doesn't ever
Get
make
ready,
mistakes.
going green. The pace car is in.
But it is one of those things, because you really,
Green flag.
there is no way of knowing, you know, how someone's career would have turned out if they were in a different car, a car that suited them better, or this or that.
Inside. Stay high, put the car on the low side. Right side.
All right, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Inside, car
What?
inside.
What am I doing?
Clear.
All right.
Inside. Clear inside.
All righty. For some reason, I just felt like going to the high side, trying to pass everybody there. That was never going to work. Just like temporarily brain dead there.
Outside. Outside is
Oh.
clear.
I just can't believe how this car drives on this track. Unfortunately, I haven't done a whole lot of racing since that big update that they did with this car 2 seasons ago, I believe it is.
Yellow flag. They want you in single file.
Which
Close,
really
pit road
changed
is
everything, but like this car is definitely a lot less stuck to the ground than it used to be. All right, we need to get some moderators up in here. We need to get some moderators up in here.
Catch start 14. Car.
Unfortunately, I can't take care of that right now, though. We'll have to look into that, though. But again, thank you guys for all coming out. It's been definitely interesting to do some streaming. Hopefully this will be a regular thing.
Pit
And
road's open.
hopefully it'll be back next week in the same time slot, as I would like to make this a regular occurrence. And as I mentioned some point earlier on in this stream, I will be streaming
Catch
again
start
this
14.
weekend
Car.
on Saturday. As we'll be doing a Formula V Weekend Warriors race, which if you were here for the Formula V race earlier, you saw how that played out. Like, we were a 6-car battle pack for the win at the end of the race. Well, Weekend Warriors, they got like 60-car grids, so you know how that's going to go. We are going to pick, because we're already towards the back anyways, get some extra fuel. Ain't going to hurt us. Just trying to find an advantage here, essentially. Will you ever change your channel banner? Yeah, you know, I've been meaning to do that for literally years, and it still hasn't happened. I don't like this guy's paint scheme.
They want you in single file. Half about 20. Car.
But yeah, I do need to do that. I honestly should do that. Is this a series? Yes, Zach, this is a series. It's the iRacing IndyCar Fixed Series. If you're unfamiliar with iRacing, basically Monday night U.S. time, the times that I'm racing in, if you're not from around here, if you're from Europe or what have you, they switch to a new track for the week. In this series, this is what they call the strength of field race, which is basically the race where it has the highest participation and the better drivers come out and all compete against one another essentially, and it's a more interesting environment.
One lap to green.
Hey, how's it going, Gardar? Yeah, we're going all good. We're two races in tonight, and things have, well, one race worked out pretty well. The other race worked out well until it didn't at the final corner. Hopefully this race will work out great as well. Yes, I assume this is top split. Yeah, it's got to be top split. Honestly, with the IndyCar, I don't even check because I pretty much always am in the top split. Not to brag or boast or anything, but it's only like 3,000 to get into the top split in these strength of field races, so it's not particularly way up there.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Once again, the iRacing Indy Fixed community can't handle stacking up at the line, you know.
Post car is off. Time to do your job.
See, because now we're all
Green
just
flag, green
creeping in
flag.
here.
Inside. Caution. Yellow flag.
Yep.
Line up. Single
Yep.
file. Pit road is closed.
Yep.
Past the pace car. Catch up. One car.
Yup.
You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
You know, the thought hadn't occurred to me there, Australia man. I didn't even think about it. You know, I think something's wrong with the right front, guys. I think something's wrong with the right front. See, this is why you don't creep up, because then it causes problems.
Catch up. One car.
It just doesn't work.
Pit road's open.
Just stack like normal people. But it is what it is. Pretty sure this is going to end our race because I would assume that this is multiple minutes of damage.
Catch up. One car. Catch up. 11 car. Catch up. One car.
It's times like this, I'm really glad to not have one of them high-end direct drive wheels. I think we got whole wheel damage there. So let's see what it's gonna be. Hey, we got the target car right next to us. Nice. Rocking the bolt. I approve. How long is it gonna be? 31 seconds of required. 18.7 of optional. Guys, we might not be entirely, tremendously, absolutely out of it just yet. So we're gonna keep the car running here. We're gonna take as much as we can. Get our required done. We'll probably have to sit out with the optional and come back to that later.
Go, go, go!
Come on, come on, come on!
They want you in single file. Catch up. One car.
Well, quickest right front suspension change ever. Oh man, that's... She's down on juice. We're gonna stay out, hope for a caution, and be able to finish up our required there. So hopefully we get a quick yellow right after this. I mean, I remember being blown away when Audi changed the back half of the R8 in about like 3.5 minutes. But geez, just been cruising. Put that to shame. It's like put a whole new right front corner on the car in 30 seconds. Goodness. Oh, I just realized it's 2 to green. I should have pit. It's my bad.
One to go, next time by.
So I just don't want to end up having to book it around and still end up 3 seconds behind everybody at best. What do I think about the way IndyCar Race Control handled the red flag situation at the end of the first Detroit race? I am perfectly happy with it. I do not understand the complaining one bit. And to my perspective, it kind of sounds like salty Will Power fans. They were going to go back to green flag racing regardless. There was 6 laps to go when the caution came out. It's just a matter of, is this a hurry up and pull that car off the track and sweep everything out the fastest you possibly can? Or take our time and get things right, which is what they chose with the red flag. And
The pace car is off, be ready.
you know,
Green, green, green.
personally, the way I see it, no problem with it at all. Like, the race was going to end under green regardless. Target guy moving around on me, scaring me. Yeah, Shane, I went up to Road America a few years ago for a sports car weekend, actually. And they had
Car inside.
whatever the GT World Challenge Series thingamajigger is.
Outside.
Target's in the wall.
Clear high.
Woo! They're skating to the quad oval. Well, this car feels pretty much just the way it has, so I think we're basically all good. Best picker in the business right there. That's why we pay him the big bucks. By big bucks, I mean literally nothing. This guy rocking the classic Valvoline scheme. Approved.
Car outside. Still there, hold your line. Outside is clear.
There we go. Passing cars after we ripped the right front off of it. Nice. It's the most passing we've done at this track tonight, and we already wrecked the car. Down by that apron there. Whoa!
Car outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Stay low. Outside, clear.
I don't know how those two guys didn't end up flying in the fence. It's usually side-to-side contact like that results in trips to the virtual infield care center. Now, I really would like to know what the 30 seconds of optional is. It's one of the things that I really wish, iRacing's damage model would do, is communicate what's actually broken. That way you have an idea of whether or not it's worth fixing. Is it a case of the front wing is still broken or what? Okay, that guy's put two guys in the wall now. Technically, three, I guess you could say, seeing how there was another guy in there. So watch out for that guy. He is clearly the danger man here. Has a very iffy connection or car control or judgment.
Catch up, 19.
Maybe all three. The good old trifecta. But we will take the optional. Might as well get the car all fixed up. We're already well at the back anyways.
The pit road is now open.
Sucks that you did keep your channel up through COVID. Other channels blew up. You'd have Fantech DD2. Free from Fantech. Honestly, Fantech can keep their free stuff. I make no... A, this isn't a hardware review channel. B, I'm not like a hardware guy that I have to have the latest and greatest. As well as, honestly, I've been through the ringer with Fantech's customer support with my Club Sport pedals, and I would much rather be supported by a company that I believe in their product and the way they do things than just get free stuff. Because at the end of the day, with the way this works anyways, even though I really don't make like any money off of this in the grand scheme of things because of the way everything works with this just essentially being a dead channel, that is the reality there.
Move it.
It's just like I don't need it. I have plenty of hardware as it is.
Line up, single file. Catch bar, 1, car.
Like, yeah, if Fanatec wants to go ahead and send me a steering wheel and I have to say absolutely nothing about it, sure. But at the same time, that's not how those deals work in the grand scheme of things. And I don't feel comfortable with their product and their company to basically support that. You know, I can go ahead and freely put Spinard Simulations stickers on my car because I know that he's got a good quality product and he seems to be a good quality guy in my conversations with him. I can put a Huizenfeld sticker on my car because I know they have like the best freaking pedals on the market and they stand behind their product and they have great customer support. Couldn't say the same about Fanatec, and that's why I didn't pre-order their new steering wheel, whatever it's called, the CSWDD or whatever their new small direct drive is. It's like, honestly, I got a Club Sport wheel. I've had it for years, and I like it. It's a good product, but like it ain't worth compromising at all. We're not good enough for you, Mac. What's that mean?
I'll vouch for Harry. He's pretty good.
Did I miss something here? Did I miss something? Sorry, I had chat muted.
Especially if you don't know my strategy.
You bamboozled it, boys.
Weiss with the super chat. Thank you for streaming and
One
making
to go.
videos.
Next on by.
You know, it's appreciated. Yeah, and I don't mind doing it. I mean, don't take what I just said as me complaining or anything like that. Like, I know the reality of the situation. Like, believe me, I've kicked myself for that. You know, personally, of, you know, geez, you know. But I am doing perfectly fine. You know. At the end of the day, I don't want this to be my job anyways. So, I mean, no skin off my back. I can send you my old G920 as a sponsor. Don't need to say anything. You know, I don't need an old G920. I still have my Club Sport version 1 steering base. I don't know why I still have it. Maybe should just do like a giveaway or something. Of like just, hey, whoever wants this, you know, for a goodwill gesture or something like that.
Car is off. Be ready.
Keep it as a spare just in case, even though I've had this, the V2 here for probably 6-7 years at this point, so. And at the end of the day, I'll also say that even, you know, with me mentioning that, I mean, this channel is more than supported my hobby of sim racing. And really, that's more than you could ask for. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't need to ask for free stuff or sponsors or anything like that because I have fantastic hardware. This still generates enough revenue where pays for my hobby that I'd be doing anyways. So what more can I really ask for? All right.
Outside. Clear high.
Ah! Really would like to know what changed because this car doesn't feel any different at all. We fixed the car for what? What did we do?
Car outside. Clear.
Oh, you wanted to keep it low coming off the corner. you given up on the VR? No, not really, but sort of. I did a video on that, you know, earlier this year, a few months ago. If you really want to know, go ahead and check that out. Long story short, with doing videos and stuff like that, VR is really just kind of a headache. For example, streaming with VR does not work out at all. So just kind of enabling me to do things that kind of sort of would like to do, as well as it's just easier to pick up and play. So in my use case, yeah, I've kind of moved away from VR, but I still think it's fantastic. Always does it. Does a target. That's right, yep, that's it.
Car outside. Still there, hold your line.
Please shut the door harder, why don't you? Woo!
Car inside. Clear.
That was dicey. Oh man, that was definitely dicey. Got a little free on that one. Alright, who's gonna go fast? Who's making the pass here? Alright, could you guys not run side by side? I would like to make a pass, you know?
Inside. Clear.
I'd like to make a pass when they're just
Inside.
rolling roadblocking it.
Clear inside. Inside. Still there. Inside. Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside.
It's good quality racing though. Man, if there was actual racing like this at Texas in the real world, maybe the
Still there at the bottom.
races would actually be worth watching. Hey-o.
Stay high. Still inside.
Still there.
Clear inside. Inside. Stay high. Keep high. Clear inside.
Yeah, there's some intense quality racing here. Four corner cross under. Woo!
Outside. Still there. Clear outside if you want to.
I guess you just have to leave some skid marks in your underpants to make a pass around here. That's just the way it is.
Car outside. Outside is clear.
Car's definitely feeling good. It's a little loose without the banking, but it is definitely amazing how different this car drives compared to what it used to.
Car outside. Keep low.
I guess that's what happens when you actually listen to the people that drive these things for real.
Clear.
Alright, fuel remaining. I don't know, are we good? Pit crew, otherwise known as chat. 11 gallons left. 22 laps. Mile and a half. How many miles we got? It's 22 times 1.5. Half would be 11, 33. 33 divided by 11, 3. We're good on fuel. All right. You know, I swear I'm actually fairly decent at math. It's just, you know, driving at math is hard. Very hard. Just gotta get the car down on the white line. I mean, we do seem to have pretty good speed. Just don't have the track position. Woo. Been off this pace all race, so now making a pit stop. Gonna push. Lap down car in the mix. Stick.
Car outside. Clear.
Whoa! Alright, take some weight jacker out. Yeah, this car keeps you on your toes now. Alright, I think it turns 3 and 4 we need to go up to on the weight jacker. And 1 and 2. Let's try that here. Foot's back down. Remember, it's danger man down there.
Car inside.
Totally missing the corner.
Clear inside.
Danger man strikes again. 2 on the weight jacker. I just love it when you get into moments like this where it's, you know, just full on.
You're in the top 10.
Give it what you got. This is, you know, you're lifting, you're sliding around. Got the shade in the corners. The car's doing 2 different things at 2 ends of the track. You're working the tools. Yeah.
In to go. This time by.
Good stuff, you know? I think our advantage is burned away here. So we were closing pretty quick and then just kind of hit a brick wall here. Not even dirty air because we're running a good half a line lower. We've got to do a better job in 3 and 4 getting down at the white line. And got to not throw it into the wall for no friggin' reason at all. I'm just testing the integrity of the crew's repairs. Are so freaking skatey in the quad oval, man. Got 2 cars up here getting ready to race side by side. It's sketchy. I'm glad to see that the iRacing IndyCar at Texas kind of actually replicates what you see at Texas in the real world now. Where it's just everybody's knife edge.
Go high. The yellow flag is out. Line up.
I was going to try and make up all the ground I possibly could to try and maybe sneak a pass on this guy. Oh, man. So it looks like we're going to end up bringing it home in 9th. Which is not the best result, but considering we ripped the right front corner off the car, we're going to consider that a gritty performance out there. Good stick-to-itiveness. Team really earned this top 10 position out here today. Really proud of the crew. Really proud of the viewers for showing up here.
Catch about 20.
It's great to do it for the audience. It's all about the fans. And then he points to the crowd and everybody just goes like, yeah! Like, guys, we know you're not going to pit, okay? Like, don't. There's no need to throw the fake pit when there isn't even enough laps left in the race. Like, it's silly, it's excessive, it's not needed. Come on, guys. Top 10 after a meatball ain't bad. Yeah, you're right. There was a meatball. It wasn't just the fact that the car had no front right corner. It was full on required damage. You usually don't get that. And this guy's front end behind me just fell apart. you look in the rearview mirror right now, you see there's a car missing his left front wheel, as well as his nose is just totally deformed. Just gave up the ghost on him. Where does the empty box name come from, Matt? A, it's entirely random. B, Metal Gear Solid. You know, because you get to hide in a cardboard box, and you never really know what's in a cardboard box. You know.
2 left to go. 2 to go.
Never know what you're gonna get. Kind of like whenever I make a video or do a stream, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. But we're gonna call it a night after this race here. We'll go back and do the Carnage report, but you know, thank you guys for coming out here and doing the stream. Again, hopefully this will be a regular occurrence in this time slot, as well as this weekend. Going to be racing the Weekend Warriors Formula V Series, which is a big grid 40-minute Formula V race series on the weekends. It's going to be Saturday, like middle of the afternoon here in the U.S. Central Time. So over in Europe, you guys will be in the evening. I'm terrible with time zones. Whole GMT time, not really my thing. Then you add in daylight savings time, and it's like, are we daylight or are we standard? Like, which one is it? Daylight savings time is tyranny. It needs to go away. It's the dumbest thing ever. We don't worry about what time the railroads run on.
One more lap to go.
It doesn't serve a purpose. I'm ranting. I know I'm way off topic, but it's a thing. Drives me crazy. I gotta say, this was really fun to drive on that long run. I mean, we legitimately were very close to wrecking, probably 4 times coming out of turn 2. That's kind of what you want, you know? You want to be sliding around. You want to be hanging on, and, you know, the drivers that can't handle, you know, end up wrecking the car, you know? You gotta deal with the conditions, you know? Best part of living in Arizona, no daylight savings time. Yeah, you're probably right, but at the same time, you live in Arizona, which means that it's approximately about 8 billion degrees outside right now, and I don't even know what the weather's like down there at this moment. I just know it's 8 billion degrees outside, and that would suck. Oh, buddy.
There's the flag. It's over.
So, what it... Let's see
Letter
what
15,
rate this guy
Carbide,
is running.
nice run, solid work. Letter 3, Carbide, you had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Hey, look at your car, buddy. Oh, we'll just do it after the race here. Because now that I think about it, that guy's car looks like that, the awesome Motorcraft livery from like the 80s. And then... Oh, this is the guy with the Murica car. Yeah, Murica. Murica. Yeah. Yeah. Murica. Can you guys hear the freedom? Can you hear the freedom? Well, you should hear the freedom. Alrighty. Carnage report. Let's end this on a high note. But it's a dry 8 billion degrees. Yeah, that is the truth. Meanwhile, up here it's like 95 degrees this like week, and it's not dry. Although, glad to not live in Florida, because there it's 95 degrees and walking through soup, which is the worst. Alrighty, this guy. Oh, Apparently this guy's pit crew wasn't as good at putting a left front tire on as... yeah, he just got murdered. He just got murdered. That's yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing in all likelihood this guy is just sliding more or less, insulting Florida right now. No, I ain't got a problem with Florida. I just, your weather, like, I could not do it. I could not do it at all. I mean, yeah, it looks like he gets taken out, but, I mean, the spotter is going to be saying car inside, and you got to respect the fact that there's a car inside, even if you don't like the fact that there's a car inside. But I mean, I think at this point, this guy in the black car might have just got a little bit slippy slidey, because the quad oval is surprisingly slippery in this thing. Alright, let's go see the next circumstance here. I will say though, when I went down to Sebring, speaking of Sebring, driving through Florida is an experience that will make you want to kill yourself. It is terrible. Like, your guys' roads are just long and straight, and there's zero elevation changes. And it's like, oh my God, make it stop. It's literally everything people say Nebraska is, only without any elevation changes whatsoever. So yeah, Danger Man over there in the yellow and black car kind of gets some netcode action with the man in the Bolt, and that bumps him up here, and then this guy happens to be at the top, and then boink to boink to boink. And he's the guy that pays for it, even though he had absolutely zero to do with it. Really just minding his own business, all the space in the world, and when your number gets punched, your number gets punched. Did you take I-4? I don't remember what road I took. I would probably guess I didn't take the interstate, though, because I did the whole trip with really no miles on the interstate at all, because that was kind of also part of it. Now let's go find, where did I get my car torn in part? Okay, here we go. Okay, wait. Time out here. What? Okay. Alan's been racing this car long enough. I know he knows how to drive this car reasonably well. I've had no issue with him whatsoever in all my time. I don't think he spun this car. Like, there's a what happened between the guy in the Bolt appearing and then the Carnage happening? We will never know, ever. Other than there's a good chance that something happened there. There's a very good chance something happened there. Let's see if we get better. I mean, it kind of looked like he might have got hit in the right rear corner. By the invisible car, and then when he hit the gas, like, it shifted the car around and is upset, and that is again, you know, guys, again, I just want to state this. I was pretty frustrated with this in both races tonight, and the Indy Fix community does this all the dang time, and IndyCar does it all the dang time. Just stack up properly. It's not rocket science. Like, why are these guys closing in on the cars in front of them? Why is there a space of 3 cars? That's unfortunate. I mean, because there's no need to wreck that car there, and there's no need to wreck my car with the. Yeah. You know, I'm not an expert on race cars. By any means, but I'm pretty sure this bit needs to connect to this bit somehow, and this bit should also connect to that bit. And the fact that these 2 bits aren't connected to those bits makes me highly suspect that this bit should be somewhere over back, like in the infield at start-finish line. So, but again, not an expert. Not an expert. Anything else? I think that was it. Oh yeah, the one last wreck. Wheel tether putting in work. Yes. So we've learned that we should yeah, what part was it that we broke? That we need to make the race cars out of whatever the part was? I've already forgotten. It happened just earlier on this stream. Lap 71. Okay. All right, we are living and driven. Oh man, why? Man, if you're gonna run the Bolt, you can't be the Danger Man. Even though I guess the guys that made the livery famous were basically the Danger Man of their day. I mean, and then poor little Al in there just getting absolutely smoked. Just absolute carnage. That's a really weird wreck, though. I mean, this guy just lost it on the straight. Just drove into the wall, like I did. Only he actually ran into the wall in the straight. Oh yeah, the T-cam. They ought to just make the race cars out of the whatever they make the little camera housing out of, like indestructible. That is, well, you know, guys, that is the third driver that we have sent to the morgue in this stream. Let's watch this one in slow motion to cap off the night. This glorious reenactment of the greatest film in history. That, of course, being the movie Driven. Man, if he would have missed that wall there, he might have gotten away with it. It's a shame because it's such a great looking car. Oh, here comes someone like jittering on through. Doesn't look weird at all. Apparently my car is running at 20 FPS. Just head on, face first, and then boom! Right up the backside. Into the fence. Well, thank God we have the Aero Screen now, guys. Thank God we have the Aero Screen. That happened real quick. That was real quick. That was full on. Alright, we're all good. He's down there. He's down there. It's all good. Yeah. No, we're dead. Pepperoni. Target fixation. All right, Aaron, you win the award for comment of the night. Oh man, what shenaniganry. Well, that's gonna do it for tonight. Brought it home fifth, first race of the night, Formula V. We didn't bring it home at all as things went south very quickly, but overall still a very enjoyable race, and it is what it is. This race, we knocked a corner off the car in a goofy incident, but still finished 9th, so nothing to be disappointed about, and had to get some good fun. Thank you all for coming out here and enjoying the stream, hopefully, and hopefully everything goes well and this and everything. But yeah, once again, as I mentioned in this stream a few times, probably be back this weekend for the Weekend Warriors race in the afternoon here, U.S. time, somewhere thereabouts. Try and get it all scheduled and everything through YouTube, so you'll actually see what time it is. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. All right, bye.